Imagine being locked inside an unknown room, and suddenly a timer starts ticking. What will happen when the time runs out? That is something we only discover at the end of the story. The story begins on the streets of America, where posters of a missing girl are hanging on every tree along the road. A man named Edgar drives past in his truck, chewing gum, not even bothering to look at the posters. There is a small injury on his hand. After some time, he reaches a deserted area outside the city and takes out a gun, a rope, and some phones from a trunk. Meanwhile, a girl named Nell wakes up inside a locked room with no idea how she got there. The room is completely empty. There is a bug on the floor, a clock, a speaker, and a large panel on the wall displaying the number 9. The same number is printed on her shirt. With trembling legs, Nell walks toward the door, but no matter how hard she pulls or pushes, it doesn't move. She screams for help, but no one responds. Suddenly, the clock starts running on its own. At that moment, she notices a red rope hanging from above. Beneath it, she finds her phone. However, she cannot call anyone because there is no SIM card inside. She considers using the rope to climb out. Then she notices a stain on the floor that looks like blood. Looking up, she sees a small glass panel in the ceiling. She repeatedly jumps, trying to reach it, but fails. Panicking, Nell starts pacing around the room. She has no idea why she is there. Suddenly, an alarm rings and the entire room turns green. Terrified, she sits on the floor, certain that something terrible is about to happen. But after a few moments, the lights turn off. She checks her phone again and sees that all the numbers have been deleted. There are only some pictures of the ocean, which remind her of a song. Among the photos is a picture of a girl named Dawn. Seeing her makes Nell happy, but she wonders why Dawn left her. In desperation, Nell throws her shoe at the glass ceiling, hoping someone will notice. It does not work. Frustrated, she throws her phone at the wall. The phone gets stuck in the number 9 panel, and suddenly a beautiful song starts playing. A small hole appears in the panel. She quickly tries to widen it to escape, but behind it there is nothing but a solid wall. After 15 minutes pass, strange noises begin coming from the clock. The lights go out again, and she hears doors and windows opening and closing somewhere outside. Out of fear, she closes her eyes and hums the ocean song to calm herself. When the lights come back on, she notices the locks on the door are gone. She opens it, only to find another wall behind it. Now the clock begins counting down from 45 minutes. Nell screams in frustration as the room turns green again. Suddenly, she hears a man's voice coming from a vent in the wall behind the door. She rushes toward it and starts talking to him. The man introduces himself as Travis. He is also trapped in a similar room, but his number is 6 instead of 9. He has no idea who captured them or why. Unknown to both of them, Edgar is watching everything through CCTV cameras. Travis explains that he tried to climb to the glass window using the rope, but the handle broke. Even after hearing this, Nell ties a knot in the rope and hooks it onto the handle to pull herself up. The handle breaks again, and she falls hard, dislocating her shoulder. Dizzy and in severe pain, she nearly loses consciousness. Travis keeps talking to her, helping her stay alert. He tells her she must fix her shoulder quickly before the pain becomes unbearable. Gathering her courage, Nell slams her shoulder against the wall until it pops back into place. They talk for a while to distract themselves. She plays the ocean song again, and Travis says he likes it too. Suddenly, Nell starts hearing loud ringing sounds and seeing strange visions. She imagines a man grabbing her hand, and she stabs it with a pen. Travis wonders aloud if God put them there. Suddenly, he starts screaming, telling someone to stare away from him. Nell's room turns green again. Thinking something terrible is happening to Travis, she nearly has another panic attack, but calms herself by singing. When the lights return, Travis says a man entered his room to fix him, and now he also has a severe headache. Determined to escape, Nell searches her room and finds a wire. She also notices something implanted in her arm. Travis says he has something similar in his leg. The clock keeps ticking down. Using the broken window handle, Nell manages to unscrew the vent cover. Travis does the same in his room. Behind the panel, Nell finds a hidden camera attached to the wire. She cuts the wire, preventing Edgar from seeing inside her room. She tries crawling through the vent to reach Travis, but space is tight. In the middle, there's a line of green light. When she touches it, the room turns yellow, and a loud alarm rings, hurting her ears. She quickly retreats to her room, injuring her shoulder again. This time she sees her hands covered in blood. After this terrifying moment, she tears open her arm slightly and discovers a microchip implanted inside. With only 1 minute left on the clock, it suddenly turns red. She urges Travis to hurry. He finally manages to open his vent just as time runs out. The lights and doors shut down again. When the lights return, Nell is furious and on the verge of losing her mind. Suddenly, a small opening appears in the door, and a red light shines through. Carefully reaching out, she finds a gun placed in her hand. The room fills with strange gas, and the lights turn green. She realizes that sound changes the color of the lights. To reach red light again, she must create noise. She shoots the glass panel above, turning the lights red. Edgar is still watching her from another hidden camera. Using the rope, Nell climbs up through the broken glass. But instead of freedom, she finds another room above with a screen displaying stars and the moon. The words "The End" appear on it. She looks into Travis's room and sees it filling with gas. Unlike her, he cannot endure it. Edgar comes to meet Nell. She hides behind a wall and manages to escape into his office. The building appears to belong to a company. Although it is daytime, the building is empty. In one room, she sees an advertisement repeatedly playing featuring Travis. It is an ad for highly realistic robots that are indistinguishable from humans. In anger, she shoots the TV. Then she sees a large picture of Dawn, who turns out to be the owner of this robotics company. A guide walks past Nell with clients, explaining the robots, completely ignoring her. Can understand what is happening, Edgar finds her. She suddenly remembers that Edgar was the man who removed the cover from her face earlier, the same man she stabbed with a pen. Terrified, she points the gun at him. Edgar calmly presses a button on his tablet and switches her off. Now we learn the truth. Nell is actually a robot created by the company. Her model number is 9. When she wakes up again, she is sitting by the ocean. Edgar is there too, tied to a chair because she attacked him. The ocean environment is a simulation created according to Nell's mental programming. Edgar explains that the imprisonment test was designed to examine human emotions within robots. Nell and Travis were meant to cooperate and escape together. They showed care and empathy for each other. Edgar asks if there was ever a moment when Nell doubted her own humanity. Hearing this, she realizes she does not even know who she truly is. Her training has been ongoing for weeks. The company wants to eliminate her flaws and upgrade her into Model 10. At the end of each test, her memory is erased because she would not be able to handle the truth. Edgar switches her off again and places her back in the room. Nell wakes up once more without her memories, while Edgar leaves to go on vacation with his family. The story ends with a question. Will robots ever become completely human in the future? What do you think? Let me know in the comments.